Now let's get to our next talking point here, and that is Shane Van Gisbergen, SVG. Man, this guy, he's an oval guy, isn't he? He's an oval master, I could say. He's mastering the ovals right in front of our eyes, and I'm loving every minute of it. He looks good. I think I said it a couple of weeks ago. Shane is going to get an oval win very, very soon, and I'm going to stick by that. He's looking great. He's looking fantastic. We need drivers like Shane having this success, not just because he's an international driver, because I think that's what a lot of people would immediately point towards. Shane Van Gisbergen, he's known around not just Australia, but in New Zealand, but he's known throughout a good portion of the world, one of our more well-known drivers worldwide. But also just his personality. He brings such a personality to it. Also, that Red Bull connection, having sponsors like Red Bull and Victory Lane, I think is a great thing, not just a good thing. I think it's a great thing. And of course, all of his other sponsors like Wendy's, WeatherTech, and all that. But Red Bull being a big time international brand would be great. I'm loving what I'm seeing. He clearly has just so much natural raw talent, maybe even more natural raw talent than I even thought. Because the fact that he's picked up ovals this quickly, he hasn't been in the States all that long. He's only been here for a couple of years now, and the fact that he's obviously not like top tier on ovals yet, but I think he's going to get an oval win this year. I think he's going to get an oval win before the year is over and done with. Personally, he just looks really good. He's the best. He's the best driver at Trackhouse right now, and that says a lot. I think Trackhouse is struggling as a whole right now, and the fact that he's outperforming Ross Chastain, and I consider Ross Chastain one of the most talented drivers in the Cup Series. The fact that he is outperforming Connor Zilic as much as he is, it just says a lot. It says how good this guy really is. This Kiwi that we have in our midst, SVG, or as Joey Logano would call him, Hamburger. I can't help but be extremely impressed by what he brings to the table. I want to start with Cory on this one. Cory, SVG leads laps at Nashville, runs top 5, top 10, pretty much all race long, ends up getting a 5th place finish. Also had top 5 bets from FanDuel, freaking not paid out for a couple of days there. They just paid him out yesterday. FanDuel fucking around and finding out over the last couple of days. I've been seeing them getting ran into the ground on X over the last couple of days. But SVG gets a top 5, a great performance in Nashville. And Cory, how do we feel about Shane Van Gisbergen's progress on ovals?
It is awesome to see, dude. Like, I think we all agree that he's probably the best road course racer we've ever seen. Like, I know
In
this
NASCAR,
car
yeah.
is yeah, in NASCAR, yeah. This car is obviously an advantage for him compared to what he's used to, but it doesn't explain the huge dramatic difference he has every time we go to a road course. And then to see where he started on ovals, when he got a top 20, you were like, dang, he had a good week. And now he's sitting there with worse tires than Kyle Larson, holding Kyle Larson off. That was an incredible move because you saw that, okay, he has it now. Like that was a I approved it moment. Like, even though it was just a glimpse, it could be the car for that week, it still shows that he has it, right? And that's what we need to see. It starts off by getting a top 5, and then it starts off, oh well, he's consistently running in the top 10 every single week at an oval, to just have one good restart and win a race. It's the writing on the wall is there. The chance of him winning an oval this year or in the next calendar year is skyrocketing up.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. He's just looking amazing. I'm not going to go as far to say that he's going to be a championship contender at some point. Definitely not this year, but if he keeps on going down this road, you're going to catch me maybe next year saying that he's a championship contender if he keeps on doing what he's doing. And it reminds me so much of Marcus Ambrose. Like, not just because they came from the supercars background and came from the same part of the world, but I saw this sort of progress with Marcus Ambrose. Maybe not as quickly It took Marcus Ambrose more time to get better at ovals than what SVG is doing, which shows how talented Shane Van Gisbergen is, because Marcus Ambrose wasn't no slouch. He was a great racer himself. But I'm just seeing these two drivers pretty much going down the same path like right now he's going down the same path that Ambrose did. I really wish Ambrose stuck around for a couple more years, because I really think Ambrose could have gotten oval wins. He was good at a couple of different racetracks, and what I'm seeing from SVG right now is just reminding me so much of that. So I would definitely keep an eye out for Shane. Honestly, I'm going to keep an eye out for him when we get to Bristol here in a couple of months. I really think that might be the place where we see him win his first oval race. That's kind of showing my hand a little bit early on what I'm feeling when we get down to that point. But I'm just so confident in this guy. I love this guy. I love every interview he has to give. He's 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 one of the parts of our sport currently that could really help lift up our sport. Obviously, people are going to immediately say Cletus is our savior, and Cletus is part of that. Cletus is definitely part of that, and of course, Squirrel McNutt. They're all part of that for sure. But Shane is also a big part of that as well. Zilich and some of these younger guys like Zilich and Cruz and Heim and some of these younger Jesse Love, some of these younger guys are part of that too, that are helping lift up the future of this sport. And if we continue to see a driver like Shane Van Gisbergen have success, not just in NASCAR, not just on the road courses, but if he starts winning on the ovals, we'll have even more international appeal, which is something I am craving. I know this is an American motorsport and it's mainly been American, but I do want more international drivers, more international sponsors, more international influences in our sport, because it will help lift our sport even more, not just talent wise, but viewership wise, money wise. It lifts everything, and I would love to see that. I would just love to see that. I want to get Tyler's opinion on all this as well. Tyler, Shane Van Gisbergen, SVG. How are how are we feeling about him?
Man's killing it. I mean, like you said, he's doing better than Ross. He's doing better than Connor. He's doing better than most of the field. I mean, like,
Yep.
it's insane with what he's out there doing. So it's what we need. We need a little bit more following everywhere we can get viewership. It doesn't matter where it comes from. I mean, most of these people that watch NASCAR, if they're from another country and things like that, they're big fans of what we're doing anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. I'm excited for the international appeal to come through a little bit more for sure. And I'm more excited for Shane, man. It's got to feel nice to know that he didn't just give up his whole life, come over here to be a 32nd place car. Like, that's embarrassing for anybody. So, it feels good for him to be out there and actually be competitive.
Yeah, because that obviously had to be a thought going into his mind when he came out here, was what happens if he doesn't succeed? He just runs away back to New Zealand and Australia, goes back to supercars, and probably goes back to kicking ass over there and being dominant over there once again. But I think this is just not just great for Shane, but it's just great for the sport. Because if, for example, some of these international drivers see Shane Van Gisbergen win at Bristol or win at one of these other ovals, they're immediately going to be like, so if Shane could go all the way to the States, win in a car that he doesn't really have experience in, race on a track type that he had zero experience on a couple of years ago, and go out there and win and beat some of the best in America, that opens up the door for more international drivers to come over to our sport, because I'm going to be more willing to come over to our sport. Obviously, we have Kevin Magnussen showing up here in a couple of weeks for San Diego, which is cool. He's a Formula One driver. That's going to be cool to see him on the racetrack in San Diego, but getting even more guys out here in the States racing on ovals, especially. The road courses is one thing, but ovals is our bread and butter. That's what we're known for, is left turns. So I would love to see more international appeal. That would be great. And just Shane is one of the best personalities, if not the best. There's an argument to be made he's possibly the best. I'd probably give it to Noah Gragson. I think Noah Gragson has the best personality. But Shane's in front of the camera more, and he's always so happy. He's always you can tell how passionate he is. I love hearing him on the radio. He's the whole package, man. I love to see it. But let us know your thoughts in the comments. How do you feel about Shane Van Gisbergen's improvement on ovals? Do you think he'll ever win on an oval in the Cup Series? And if you do, when do you think he's going to win? You think he's going to win this year, next year, year after that? Maybe even let us know what track you think will be his first oval victory.